Every time a resource is discovered, it has terrible implications for the community. It's a resource case. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching this from. My name is Primrose, and guys, our story today crosses us over to the land of milk and honey. A land that was once the breadbasket of Africa, a land that used to have a currency that was once stronger than the British pound. And guys, this is Zimbabwe. Guys, the disturbing story that I just got right now, they are disturbing stories to me, guys, because this is like Africa. This is our children's legacy, guys. And I will say it's disturbing stories, and I really hope that the story will definitely bring positive outcomes for the Zimbabweans. But anyway, let's dive straight into the story, guys, so that we talk about it here. We iron it out, and we see if at all this will definitely bring a positive impact on Zimbabweans. Guys, the current news that I got today is that Dubai is to buy 20% of Zimbabwean land, more than the size of Lesotho and Swaziland combined. And let's dive straight into the details of the story. A Zimbabwe and Dubai-based firm has inked a memorandum of understanding with Zimbabwe that will see a fifth of the Southern African country landmass considered for carbon credit production. The deal, which was announced in Harare on 29 September, will give blue carbon blanket control over 7.5 million hectares of Zimbabwean forest. This agreement comes shortly after the firm signed a slew of similar controversial MOUs with other African countries, including a deal with Liberia conceding 10% of the country's territory to the firm in breach of several land laws. The flurry of contracts comes ahead of the United Nations Climate Summit COP28 set to take place in Dubai in November, with carbon credits slated to be top-line issue. The global $2 billion voluntary carbon offset market allows carbon emitters to offset emissions by purchasing credits from emission-reducing projects, primarily in forest conservation. Blue Carbon Chairman Sheikh Ahmed Dalmouk Al Maktoum, a member of the UAE royal family, said the deal could funnel $1.5 billion in climate finance into the country. The Dubai-based firm was established only a year ago and has no track record of managing carbon offset projects. Campaigners have warned that AI Maktoum's ties to the royal family, who are heavily invested in oil and gas infrastructure, mean that these deals carry a greenwashing risk, as the harvested credits could also be used to offset UAE's own emissions. Zimbabwe is the third largest carbon credit producer in Africa and the site of the Kariba project, the world's first large-scale forest protection project spanning 785,000 hectares, jointly managed by Zimbabwean entrepreneur Stephen Winzel and Swiss carbon credits trading company South Pole. Attracting multinationals such as Gucci and Volkswagen, South Pole reaped €100 million from the project. Half of these profits were originally promised to local communities, but a follow the money investigation revealed that most of that sum remained unaccounted for. In May, the Zimbabwean government revised its carbon regulations to reduce a government share in profits from carbon offset projects to 30%. Carbon trading developers will retain 70%, but will have to invest a quarter of their profits in community projects. But according to Tracy Motowezukuziva, an attorney for the Center for Natural Resource Governance, there are concerns about whether the money will reach the impacted communities. The money does not usually go directly to the community which is involved in the preservation of the forest. Motowezukuziva told MEE, usually the government just takes the money and they do what they think the community needs, like the MOU with Liberia that preceded it. The details of the contracts are opaque. It's a secret. We really don't know the figures. We can't even tell if the value of the land is accurately measured or if it tallies with the amount being offered by the buyer. Motowezukuziva said a resource case customary land rights are not enshrined in Zimbabwean law, which stipulates that communal land is owned by the government. We know that the government has not respected communal land rights historically. A communication specialist for Zimbabwe, Sean Macheza, told MEE there is a colonial legacy that was not corrected upon independence. You can be uprooted at the drop of a hat. Macheza said you can't actually trust that any investments you make in your land are going to pay off at the end because you could easily be displaced. According to Macheza, no villages were consulted about the deal. This has been the case for multiple other deals which the government makes behind closed doors and is never actually put up for elaboration or any form of democratic process, Macheza said. Zimbabwe has long been plundered for its resources, with coal mining, swallowing vast tracts of land and displacing thousands. A 2019 report by a local watchdog found that mining projects could displace at least 30,000 families within 5 years. In 2010, diamond mining in Marange saw thousands of people forcibly relocated to a deserted government farm without compensation. Every time a resource is discovered, it has terrible implications for the community. It's a resource case, Macheza told MEE. Swathes of the land earmarked for the deal also include existing nature reserves. Blue Carbon says it adheres to the standards of the REDD plus the International Initiative to Reduce Emissions from Deforestation. However, REDD plus requires additionally which dictates that a project generates additional benefits such as carbon reductions to the ones that would naturally occur without it. And by buying land that includes protected land, Blue Carbon would not be providing any additional benefits. Mounting scientific evidence is casting doubt on the efficacy of carbon credits in reducing emissions. A recent study on Vera, the world's largest carbon standard framework, found that 94% of the credits had no benefits for the climate. It's essentially increasing the license for developed countries to further pollute the environment, Macheza said. What Blue Carbon has done is identify this opportunity and place themselves as the middleman between developed countries and developing countries who are yet to fully develop mechanisms for participating in this market. That's the story, guys. That's the story. That's what will be happening in Zim. Yeah, so guys, I just want to hear your thoughts on this one because, guys, for me, the first red flag is that this company was just established a year ago. Are Zimbabweans sure that this will definitely bring a positive results for them? And guys, honestly, for me, I want to say, because it looks like Zim keeps going deeper and deeper by the day, and it looks like it's not going to be out at all anytime soon. I want to say maybe I'm just hopeful that this will bring a positive impact to the country, hoping that that money will not go into people's pockets. Because, guys, there are sharks right now that are waiting with their mouths wide open, ready to just swallow this money. If only those sharks, honestly, they were just like ready to change the country. I want to say maybe this will bring change. Maybe this will create employment and change infrastructure in the country. Because, guys, honestly speaking, for me, that's the main thing that really worries me. Because these leaders, it's like they don't have children. It's like they don't have grandchildren. It's like they won't have grandchildren in future. Because it's like they're just thinking of the now. They're not thinking of tomorrow. But anyway, let me just pick 1 or 3 comments from Twitter which were really which really touched me. A lot of people are worried. Someone said goodbye Zimbabwe, and someone, Matilda, said their best political and legal minds are busy fighting for ZEP in South Africa. Mandlale Silo Nkosi said it makes sense Zimbos have deserted their country and given up on it. Chinese and Arabs are firmly establishing themselves as the new citizens and owners of the land. And then Sifiswa last said South Africa should have just annexed Zimbabwe because their citizens are already here so that they could be used to benefit our country. Thabang Matamela said him and the Ramaphosa are definitely open for business. No wonder they're traveling. They're both doing busy sailing the native land. MIF said Zim must just go ahead and sell the entire country. They say they chase the white farmers to reclaim their land, yet here they're selling it off after failing to run the said farms. Let them sell themselves. They may be doing us all a favor. They won't be doing, but yeah, maybe they'll be doing a favor. Maybe things will change. But what if things don't go well? So it won't be a favor anymore. So then a South African Zulu said, we are the landowners of SA consulted on their land, whose land is being sold and the Dukawas in South Africa is their own land. And then Sibusiso Gigaba said, soon Zimbabwe will be owned by Arabs and Chinese. Zimbabweans will be left with nothing, and they'll come and blame South Africans for that. They never find fault with themselves. It always fault with the South Africans that they are poor. Okay. I hope you get it, guys. Yeah, because I got lost a little bit. Yeah, and GIF say they keep telling us they own their land, and then Wolf of Mdazani said, "Yo, batini bona." This time they sold the land bona themselves. Wait, is this true, Mara? Did the Arabs buy the part with minerals of fertile arable land? Just a thought, cause wow. Guys, honestly, I don't know, guys. It looks like a lot of people on Twitter, they're just here for, dipuenyana, ditele, things that are not necessary. Yeah, they want to just be crushing each other. Right now, guys, let's try to be constructive and try to find a way forward for Zim. Yeah, and then Rizeni said, good move by Zimbabwe. Actually, see a new Dubai loading, which will prop up the economy of Zimbabwe. Returns from that, they can fix their existing cities, build a new infrastructure, and enable their economy to flourish. And Swenky said the land they do badly fought for is being sold. Yeah, honestly, hey. Queen Langamandla said Zimbabweans need this. They need something to happen which has a potential to bring growth and opportunities. They need to go home. Yeah, honestly, even for me, guys, I really wish something this could bring positive outcome for Zimbabweans, honestly, because, yeah, it will be better for everyone. Yeah, because, guys, it's no longer nice at all. It's no longer nice, guys. That's our children's land, guys. We don't want to be. At the end of the day, we find ourselves with nothing at all. And then, guys, yeah, just please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Remember to keep your comments civil and respectful, guys. The comments are so interesting. And yeah, just in case you're interested to just hear what people are saying, what their thoughts are, just please try and check Twitter and just look for the story. Yeah, guys, because I don't want to make this video very long. I usually try to make my videos as short as possible, but at times I just can't because, yeah, you need to hear what's really happening. I'll see you on the next video, guys. Remember to give this video a like, a share, and consider subscribing.